roof is on fire, gonna burn it to the ground. Hey, last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Dude, bro, this party is sick. 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 Dude, this party has like 5 different kinds of nachos. Whoa, that's off the hook crazy. 5 different nachos. 5 different nachos. 5 different nachos. 5 different nachos. Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, everybody, won't you party with me now? Last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Last train to Awesome Town. The roof is on fire, gonna burn it to the ground. Hey, last train to Awesome Town. Come on, won't you party with me? Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. 5 different nachos.
All right. Hey, what's going on? It's the Nerd Edification Hour with Caleb.
And Rachel.
If I just like squeak this right. Oh, is my microphone on? Is it on?
Let's see. Is it on?
I can't hear myself.
There we go.
okay.
There we go.
If I just like squeak this right now, would you be mad?
Yes.
Okay, I won't do it. Oh,
Well,
just
and
did
then
it.
you do it anyways.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry.
after a week of being on spring break and with the building being locked up, we couldn't do it, and we're back now.
Yes.
Better than ever.
After
Hooray.
that
With
brief interlude,
Yeah.
Better than
Real
ever?
quick.
How so?
Just because we're awesome.
we are re-energized.
Yeah.
Our like awesomeness is exponential as the show goes on.
Yes, we're always leveling up, grinding our.
Is there an asymptote
XP.
though? Will there be a certain level where it's just infinite and we can't even control it?
Sure. When we turn into infinite beings of infinite
We'll
mass
Of
become
infinite
star
energy.
childs.
Speaking of
like-
infinite,
Okay.
I was doing this. Video rewatch of like every video that I used to love on the YouTube.
Like your
as they
liked
say.
list and your favorites
Yeah,
list.
and I came across this Easter egg video, right? And I came across this quote in the Easter egg video that says, "Fun is infinite." So I
The
just thought of
infinite
that.
fun.
Yay, infinite fun. That's what we have here on the Nerd Edification Hour. And
It's like you open up an Easter egg and what's inside? Another Easter egg. And it just keeps on going. Infinite prizes, infinite fun here on the Nerd Edification.
Easter
Hour.
Eggception. So, speaking of all the fun things we're going to be talking about on the show today, we got some, was it TV, movie?
Yes,
TV, movie
indeed.
news.
TV and movie.
And then everybody's favorite Nintendo news.
Inevitable Nintendo.
After that, the inevitable Nintendo. Then we have the Nerd Vocab with Rachel's segment.
Yes.
I don't know, Rachel's
Rachel segment tied in.
Rachel Tells All is the segment I'm going to call it.
About video games
About
that
gossip
I'm playing.
in the news industry.
Yes.
The video game news industry.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then
Welcome to
that.
Rachel Gate.
Rachel Gate. And then we'll have your assorted video game news with all the things, and then we'll have the last thing, which is video game related. All
Yes.
right, here on the Nerd Edification Hour, and we actually ran out of the opening music. We talked.
The
Wow.
green,
Yeah. See,
green
we're-
space, whatever.
Yeah, the Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
Ran out of that the background music, which is kind of interesting. We've never done that before, so that's a first.
So
Jake, put that on
infinite
the archive.
fun. That's off our bucket checklist. What'd you say?
Put it on the archive.
I will.
We're being talkative today. All right.
I will note this.
So, what's going on, Rachel, with the whole television universe? and
Okay,
whatever?
so I don't know if anybody else but me used to watch X-Files.
Kyle is excited, actually.
Kyle is
he's
going
shaking.
nuts in the other room. He's shaking his arms so fast that I'm expecting a small tornado to spawn
Kyle
and
cam.
sweep up the entire station.
Yeah, we need a Kyle cam. I'll have to ask Tom to put that in.
But
Secret.
in
Don't
any
let Kyle know.
case, a new 6-episode event series, which was announced yesterday, will be created. And this is the X-Files, folks, and produced by Chris Carter, who created the original series. He did this pilot for an Amazon series, and it got turned down. It was really weird. And so now he's back. So we'll also see David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson reprising their roles as agents Mulder and Scully, respectively. Production is beginning in summer with an air date that's yet to be announced. So if you love the X-Files, you will probably be jumping down and screaming your head off and maybe pulling out your hair and whistling the theme. So
Whistle the theme.
no.
Okay.
And in other TV news, remember that on April 10th, the Daredevil Netflix series is going to be available for the world to see.
Yeah,
as long as you have Netflix.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of the trailer where he's like walking down the
Let
street. and
me
the puddle
tell you,
reflections and
Caleb.
It's
stuff.
about Evel Knievel, right?
No. He's a Marvel superhero that's blind. And let me tell you guys, this is going to be one of the most stunt-heavy TV shows or streaming shows that the world has ever seen. It's ridiculously stunt-heavy.
Yeah, one of the people on there, I can't remember exactly who, they said, like, I think this is the most stunt-heavy thing to ever be recorded ever.
Apparently, there's a lot of fight scenes
Like
and a lot
5
going
explosions per minute.
even in the courtroom.
Man,
yes.
we're putting it on that scale? Wow.
Was Michael
So
Bay
much
involved?
C4.
Yeah, was
you
Michael
could-
Bay involved?
Nitroglycerin out the wazoo.
Oh,
my.
gee.
Wazoo.
And also, speaking of Marvel, sources say that Marvel is looking to cast a very young Spider-Man. It's been reported
Spider-Boy.
that they've auditioned a 16-year-old Matthias Ward, which he was a child actor on Showtime's show Weeds, and that's where he's from. And apparently, guys, according to this source, it was so super secret that they held the audition at a house. Not an office.
Gosh, wow.
Not an office, not a studio, at a house.
So, you want to be a Spider-Man? Come to my home.
Well, I personally think it's a great idea because, I mean, we've already seen a teen Spider-Man in the movies for the first trilogy. Was the actor a teen? No.
No, never.
But so they're looking at casting a little bit younger Spider-Man as an actual teenage role. So we might see him, with his whole, I'm going to take pictures for the Daily Bugle and be paid like I'm in the 60s, to just quote that second film from The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, like in the 60s in 2015.
Or maybe it'll actually be placed in the
Thanks for your photos. Here's a
60s.
nickel.
Yeah, maybe it'll actually be placed in the 60s as opposed to the modern times of today.
Well, that would be interesting.
It would be
Retro
interesting.
Spider-Man.
Retro Spider-Man. I like that idea. That's something that they haven't done yet. But we don't even know what universe they're going to be placing him in. So there's really no telling. If there's the tie-in with the Captain America Civil War and the Avengers Age of Ultron and all that kind of stuff, then they might have him be like it is in Ultimate Spider-Man when he's with the little Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. folk.
Spider-Man, the last Avenger.
Yeah. And so who knows? And then our last bit of news, also having to do with Marvel. Marvel is just everywhere right now. They're everywhere. Springtime is Marvel time, apparently.
Oh.
But speaking with MTV News at the red carpet premiere of her film Serena, Jennifer Lawrence actually confirmed that in no certain terms that the X-Men Apocalypse film will probably be her final ride with the X-Men movies. She said, it's my last one, actually, and offered no further
Is she
elaboration.
Mystique?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's
Okay.
Mystique.
So no Mystique spin-off show
But
that apparently people want.
well,
So,
it makes sense. Well, it makes sense because this is going to be the last X-Men thing before they really go really heavy into the reboot, and so this is her third X-Men film. So typically the contracts run on them for 3 films. Typically.
So, that'll be it for her, possibly. For
But we'll
other
know
people.
we'll know more once filming really gets heavy.
Yeah, she didn't really elaborate
She's
on
probably
anything.
not
She
allowed
just
to.
said, well, yeah, she's probably
NDA?
under
Better
under
not say.
country.
Non-disclosure
We'll throw
agreement.
you away in the jail.
Wow.
That was a great rhyme, Jake. I'm actually
I think they would just have to pay a fine, but jail.
It'll be
is it
okay.
possible? I don't
No,
know.
their contract would just be terminated and they wouldn't get the rest of their pay. That's all.
No
monies. All right, well, that's it. Next up, we will have your Nintendo news, and you're listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. The song we're going to play during the break is by AWOL Nation. Everybody's Got a Secret.
Welcome back.
To the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I'm Rachel.
I'm Jake.
I'm Caleb. Hello, everyone.
So now we have our inevitable Nintendo
Inevitable
section.
and lengthy Nintendo news.
Yes, it's full
Quite
of Zelda
lengthy.
today.
All of the Zelda. I like Zelda. Zelda's cool.
I do too.
Yeah, Link's awesome. So first up, remember that potential Zelda Netflix series? Anyone?
I do.
Live action
I
one.
remember.
You guys? Yeah, well, Nintendo chief Satoru Iwata tells Time magazine that the talk of the game-based show is not based on correct information.
Yeah, apparently, there's nothing new to
There's
share
nothing.
about any Nintendo brands showing up in movies or TV, he says.
Wow.
Yep, at
But-
all.
Good job.
Well, I mean, he's not outright denying it. I mean, Nintendo's been known to do this in the past where they say something's not happening and it actually happened. So, Nintendo
Nintendo is
we-
known for being trolls.
we know your game. There's no tricking us. There isn't.
Unless they're telling the truth this time around.
In which case it would be very
could
disappointing.
be entirely possible that
So-
they are.
Reggie, my
So
buddy is
the
ready.
Zelda Netflix series is canceled.
Well, it's just
know-
don't expect it. We're not going to say it's canceled, but don't get your hopes up.
It was killed before it even got to
Yeah,
the
I mean, it's probably just as well because the last time Zelda got a series, it wasn't received too well.
But now it's a cult classic.
Yes.
Which is weird.
Well,
It
and
wasn't
that's-
received well back then.
My boy?
But now.
My boy.
I just
no,
wonder
it
what
was
Ganon's up to.
excuse me, princess. That's
Yeah.
where that comes from.
Yeah, pretty
the
much.
TV
But
show.
like I said, most things that aren't received well at first turn into cult classics. So who knows what will happen? We don't know. I don't know. Oh.
Another Mario.
Oh, hey, so that Majora's Mask 3DS was
Uh-huh.
supposed to restock today
Yeah.
as a one-time thing at GameStop and EB Games. GameStop here in the States, EB Games in Canada. And it was apparently a very limited restock because they sold out really quickly.
Right.
And but maybe not.
Maybe not.
This is from
What?
late last night.
We found some others. They were in the back.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Remember, like the shiny edition of the Majora's Mask thing, and everybody went nuts about a couple months ago, and they were saying just yesterday and earlier this week that there's going to be a restock today at GameStop and EB Games, but apparently not. According to this user called D from NeoGaf, he spoke to a Nintendo rep, and if it's believed to be legitimate information, the 3DS XL for Majora's Mask that was supposed to be restocked today is actually completely gone.
Oh,
They don't
thanks,
have
D.
they don't have any more sitting on the docks due to the West Coast port strike. They don't have any in their warehouses waiting to be shipped out to more retailers. He claims that the Nintendo reps also told him that they don't have any plans for restocking the limited edition units again, and it was truly a limited edition.
Well, yeah,
that's not to
it's
say
limited
that
edition,
that's not to
so-
say that GameStop, the company, doesn't have some limited editions that were not picked up or anything, just kind of floating around. They might, but that's not for Nintendo to police or say anything about. But who knows? So if you're at a GameStop or an EB Games today and they happen to have one in, cool, you hit it really lucky because most people had to go on eBay and try their hand at getting it for about $100 more than they would have paid for a retail price. So, I mean, these kind of things happen all the time. There's something that's literally really, really limited, and then there's no other word for it whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
still waiting for one with the capture card in it.
Like the, like for example,
Cool
the,
kid over here.
for example, the Pikachu Game Boy color that was yellow. that was super limited, and they didn't make any more after the first initial thing.
When it's limited, it's limited.
Yeah, they literally mean that. The people, companies aren't lying when they say limited. They don't have a bunch waiting to be restocked later on as a special thing. No, it's literally limited.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
they should use that word
10 years
instead.
later, GameStop's going to come out and say, "Oh, guess what we found?
Wow.
Here's the
There's a warehouse full of them.
3DS."
They're useless.
Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm not going to say that they would do that. Oh,
Also,
speaking of Iwata, he surprised the gaming world earlier this week by actually teasing upcoming hardware. They have this new patent for something called the NX. Nintendo is pretty tight-lipped about the details, but they're working on what's called a dedicated platform with a brand new concept, like I said, under the codename NX, and he hopes to reveal more specifics about it next year. However, as is the Nintendo tradition in recent years, Nintendo is always teasing some kind of next-gen revolution.
you teasers.
Game-changing software.
Teasers.
Hardware.
The Wii NX. The Winks.
The Winks.
The Winks. Is that?
And apparently, he also wants it to be a surprise for the fans as well. And
Well, good luck with that, because somebody's going to find something about it.
I'm just saying, guys, trade secret to finding out any of this stuff is keep an eye on the patent websites for Nintendo.
Rachel.
What?
That last sentence, though, he has hinted at life-changing style.
What does that mean? Does that mean I'm
It's
not
I don't know.
life-changing, Caleb.
life-changing?
Your
Am I-
life will be forever altered.
Will my mind be blown?
Is it a life-changing style of gaming? Is it a life-changing
Your lifestyle will change because of it.
Will it change the way I see the universe and how it
You will be the
formed and
universe.
stuff?
You'll be like
You'll be-
Madoka.
will be the universe?
You'll be the
You will be the universe.
But man, I don't know.
goodness.
Like Caleb said, this is Nintendo tradition for the past few years. They always tease this stuff, and sometimes it lives up to expectations, like the 3DS. Sometimes it does not live up to expectations,
Like the Rob
like
thing.
the Wii U. I'm sorry, I love the Wii U, but
Hey,
you know,
hey,
you
Smash
have
Bros.
No, I know,
Bayonetta 2.
I know, but you have to admit, for what they thought it was going to be, and you know, it cost more than they wanted it to when they released it. For what we thought, it wasn't as good on release as we wanted it to be, and that's just how it is. And those things happen. But maybe this time it won't happen. We'll see.
Maybe, but Nintendo usually is the one who puts out their thing first, and then guess who waits a whole year before releasing their systems?
Hey, let's release the
two,
Kinect and the
I'm
PlayStation
just
Move
saying.
after you
I'm
release
just
the
saying.
Wii.
It's a conspiracy. I think it's a conspiracy. They sit there, let's see what Nintendo has to offer, and then we'll one-up them. That's a joke. That's one-up.
Wow, when did
Nintendo.
Sony and Microsoft become the villains?
Uh,
I think we're all on the
They are
same side
always on.
here.
What are you talking about? They're always
All gamers are on the same side, guys.
except for the
PC gamer.
Except for the PC Master Race.
I was saying that.
We are quite candid today, guys.
Yeah, it's good. It makes for good entertainment.
It
Glad to Make
does.
people happy. All the happiness.
Do we make you happy? We do this for you.
If you,
I offer this to you. Do you like it? Are you listening?
if you do enjoy our show, be sure to check out our Facebook page and go check out the Nintendo channel. Check out our channel.
Check
YouTube,
At Strangely Entertaining.
which is one word.
And remember,
Video.
our Facebook page is Nerd Edification Hour.
Yep.
Our Twitter page is at Nerd Edification.
Not nerdification.
Yeah.
Nerd is the Nerd Edification.
Yeah, edification is a whole
Edification, not
separate word.
nerdification. I see people keep typing in nerdification.
Nobody knows what
Edification.
edification means. The video before this one on your channel, Nerd Edification Hour, plays Amplitude. Go watch it.
Apparently, it's really neat.
That's what Jake says, and Jake said it was a good video, so I believe him. I'm inclined
My
to believe.
game. That's my game.
Yes.
All right,
watch it.
so
Goof around with that.
next
Thank
up,
you, Kyle.
And
next-
Kyle's also in there.
Yeah,
too.
next up, we have our nerd vocab, and you'll hear from me
And Rachel's tell all.
about
It's like,
gaming.
it's like what are those
Spicy.
magazines at the grocery store?
Tabloids.
The tabloids. That's what it's going to be. The
If
tabloid.
there was
It's
a
going to be
video,
all about Jesse McCartney.
no, I'm just saying, if there was a video game tabloid a video game tabloid magazine, I'd be on the cover, guys.
Mario and Peach secret affair.
Oh my.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Baby
Oh goodness.
child.
But yes,
bastard.
what's up next that we're playing, Sarah?
The song we're going to play during the break is from Cave Story. It is the title screen music. Cave Story is pretty cool. I liked it. And you are listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio, and we will be right back.
Is that me?
Yep. That's you.
Hi, everyone. This is our show, as you should already know. But did you know the
for
title?
those of you just tuning in, Jake, you gotta be polite.
Did they know the title of the show is Nerd Edification Hour? Just a little tidbit for you. We're here on the beautiful Alternation Radio. I'm Jake.
And I'm Rachel.
And I'm Caleb. I make sure I keep Jake in line. That's my job.
Sure, we could just go along
And
with whatever he
Rachel
says.
keeps me in line, so it's kind of like a triangle. Rachel keeps me in line.
It's technically not
I keep Jake in
correct.
line.
I think we all know where you stand on this
Where I
hierarchy
sit.
pecking
I
order.
mean, where I sit, like in my chair.
Welcome to the Nerd Vocab. That's
Yeah.
my segment of the show.
Yes, it is.
I bet you're all wondering what this week's
I
Nerd
have
Vocab is.
no clue what the nerd vocab is.
I don't either. It's a mystery.
What is it, Jake?
What if I were to tell you that this week's Nerd Vocab was pixels?
That is a lie, Jake.
Okay, I'm
don't
not the one who
believe you.
even wrote this, so I don't want to hear any of that. Do you know what a pixel is?
No.
It is a minute area of illumination on a display screen, one of many from which an image is composed.
The
I
more-
love these obscure definitions.
The more pixels you have, the better.
The better your life is.
Yes. They say, look at all these pixels. And if you guys remember the 8-bit era.
1920 by
that's what-
1080p.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you one thing, though. If something looks pixelated, then that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Unless
that's
it's
bad.
intentionally pixelated.
If you ever zoom in, like if you're on the internet and you ever zoom in onto a picture and it starts getting like squarey, those are pixels.
Unless it's a vector graphic, which can zoom in indefinitely.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Or if it's an
maybe
Unless it's a
or if
vector
it's
graphic.
or
then.
or if it's an analog photo.
Basically, in an RGB, red, green, blue type of screen, one pixel will compose of a red light, a green light, and a blue light. And depending on which lights are on, it will display a different color in the overarching image
Red light,
that is
green light.
displayed to you, the
Yellow
gracious viewer.
Science
Science.
Hey,
and
what
technology.
resolution are you watching this video in? 480p? 1080p?
Should be 1080.
Leave a comment
Unless
on your
you're-
favorite P.
I think average. At least I watch mine in 720 because it loads
HD.
a little bit faster, but it's not so large a file that it's like dragging. Yeah, lots of lag. Also, yeah, and the more pixels, the larger the file size.
The better and crisper it will look.
Yeah.
So, now it is time for Rachel's.
I used to have this
Tell all.
mobile game. Just before we do that, I
Go
used to have
ahead.
this. You would like draw on it. It was called a Pixter, and it was like cartridge. Okay, you can go ahead with your segment.
No, I want to hear
You
about
could
this.
like draw on it and stuff. And one game was like an animal racing game, and you would pick the cheetah because the cheetah would always win.
Was it pixelated?
Oh yeah, it was terrible. It was like a gray and black screen, and it was all pixelated. It was called
Yeah.
a Pixter. Look it up.
Tamagotchi. Those are made of
Tamagotchi. That
pixels.
was always fun to play on the playground.
Yeah.
Except
90s
when
thing
your
right there.
Tamagotchi would keep dying.
Jake, you're just a bad
We're learning
caretaker.
all about things similar to pixels that have the word
Yes.
pixel in it in some way.
Pixelmon.
Speaking of something that
Anyway.
Liz has a ton of pixels, and I'm talking a ton because it
The movie
looks
that's coming out.
great. Well, yeah, the movie too, but it looks great. And for those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD came out on the PS4 and Xbox One last Tuesday.
Excellent
Last
segue.
Tuesday.
It was. I was not home when it came out, so my mother had to go pick it up for me. She's a very kind lady for doing that.
Your
for me. I
mother
love-
from another brother.
That doesn't even make
No.
sense since I'm an only child. But
Mother, can you go pick up my drugs for me?
Papa, can you hear me?
and so she picked it up for me at the store, and as soon as I got back, I installed the game. But also with Final Fantasy Type 0, you got a demo for Final Fantasy 15.
XV.
Which is a game I've been waiting 9 years for. This game looks so pretty. Like, you turn it on and the water is reflective. You can see
There's like a splash zone when you play this game. The water's coming at you. It's 4D.
You can see the sun rise and set. There's a daytime.
Don't stare at it too long. You might get blinded.
There's a daytime and nighttime feature.
You got to wear bug spray when you play it because the bugs, they're real. They're really real, Caleb. They're really real.
And it's very lifelike. I mean, my dad, who isn't, he kind of techno savvy, but he doesn't really play or watch video games or anything like that. And then he walks in and was like, and even he was like, "Whoa, Rachel, that looks awesome." And I'm like, "I know, right?"
Yeah.
Well,
are you jealous?
Roughly, the demo lasted, if you just go through the story, counting grinding and all the different little things that you could find that were part of the story, like side quests and whatnot, because this was an entirely separate entity from the game itself. It's called Episode Duskai, and Duskai is the region that you're in at the time, and you basically the object of this demo was to get your car fixed because your car broke down. So in order to do that, you had to earn money, and then in order to earn money, you had to defeat this giant behemoth beast, which killed you unless you had this one really powerful summon. But in order to get the summon, you had to go down into this really, really deep cave and battle like about 1,000 goblins. Wow. Yeah, but it's what's different about it was have either of you guys ever played Final Fantasy?
I'm familiar with it.
Okay, well,
kind of.
You know, it's most of them are turn-based.
Yeah.
This is not. It's
like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's like an action battle system similar to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, Jake,
in that, you know, you just attack. You press one button to
block,
attack.
Summon.
And you could you could change your different styles of fighting too. Like there's a
health drain weapon.
Well, there's like a full attack, then there's like dragon slide and stuff it's different types of styles. And as you level up, you earn new styles and you can upgrade your styles.
So kind of like Devil May Cry in that aspect where you're like,
a little bit.
Dante could change styles and level them up and stuff.
A little bit, yes. It has a dash of that too. And
the main
also,
character is like Erza, where he can like switch between weapons.
Yes, and he does.
He uses different weapons for different things, and he just swaps between combat.
That's pretty much what it is, yes. And depending on which part of the combo you're in, he'll go ahead and switch weapons for you. If your MP is all the way up, which is your magic points, you can execute this move where all these phantom swords attack for you as you warp around the battlefield. It's really, really in-depth. This demo version, though, allowed you to actually give some input to the developers as they continue to develop the game. The last estimate that the head developer gave said it was about 50% done now. And this is, after having a little bit of a development and then stopping due to reasons many, many years ago, and then restarting on development for the Xbox One and the PS4, retitled as Final Fantasy 15.
It's got to be hard to develop a game for a console that's not even out yet.
Yeah. So, they had the dev packs. Everyone had dev packs almost a year before the PS4 and the Xbox One was even a thought. So there was that. It's on the Luminous engine. It's awesome. But what was really cool is giving the input to them. And there are several things that I thought was wrong with it. If you have the demo and you haven't played it yet, definitely play it and keep an eye out for surveys for the actual demo, and or just email the people, because they have an email address that you can email them with your input. Will they necessarily read it? Maybe. Will they take your advice? I don't know. But the important thing is you get it out there, and there's always a chance. But the one thing that I thought needed work was the targeting. And in order to target on this, first you have to target with warp strike, and hold like the L1 button, or whatever the equivalent is on the Xbox One, since I don't have an Xbox One.
Is it a Sony exclusive? Does Square Enix still do that?
No.
Okay.
The Sony exclusivity was actually part of a contract agreement that they had with Sony when they first started out. Well, it was done in order to actually get their games released, because Square Enix didn't have a lot of money when they were starting out. So Sony was like, hey, we like what you've done so far. We're going to help you out. But in order for us to do that, you got to only release on our consoles for X number of years. So once they got comfortable enough in their profits, Sony was like, okay, thank you. And then Square Enix was like, okay, thank you. And then they they were done. Now, for a time, they did stick with that Sony exclusivity, but now that the Xbox has kind of caught up in terms of how all their stuff is handled, then now they're doing the multi-platform releases, and it's a lot better for everybody. I, for one, prefer the Final Fantasy games on the PlayStation because that's what I've always played. But the targeting, that is the only thing that I thought needed work in the game, because you have to press one button, then you have to press another, and sometimes the enemies move too fast and it throws off the target. Like, it won't let you target it because it's moving so fast. Which is just, it's, like I said, it's a work in process. But the game itself, from what I could see in the very small area that you could go through, looks ridiculously good.
And Sid is a girl.
Yes, Sid is a girl. For those of you guys who,
Gender band.
Yes, who loves Final Fantasy, there's a character that always pops up, and it's usually a mechanic character, and his name is Sid. Sid, for all these years, for years and years and years and years and years, has been a man. And this game, Square Enix kind of mixed it up a bit, and they created Sydney. And it is Sid, but a chick, a girl mechanic.
Get it. That's funny.
Every man's dream. That's a joke. That is a joke. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But
I don't know.
but I thought it was interesting, and it's gonna be great.
You just ride around in your car. You're like this emo boy band.
Literally,
and you're
that's-
setting up camp and you're cooking food.
Oh, yes, and that's another interesting thing. They actually have a license with Coleman Camping Gear to put their logo and use their products in the game. So, and the save points,
What?
the save points are your campsite. So when you're ready to save, you find a campsite, you camp out, and the character Ignis cooks you this gourmet, delicious meal that gives you boosts for the entire rest of the day. And
Boosts,
what really
Caleb.
bothered me is they played this like smooth jazz music as the saving went on and the camping, and then just general those guys just hanging out and eating gourmet food, and they show a picture of the food and it tells you what it is.
It shows you how many calories and how to make it.
I wish it did, because these meals look delicious, and I'm sitting here
Chocobo
playing.
stew. I mean, come on.
And chocobos are in it too.
Of course they are. You know, you would. What would be a Final Fantasy game without chocobos?
You can rent a chocobo and you can ride it around. I don't know, guys. It looks great. I just want to. When I loaded it up, I wanted to cry. It looked that good.
Oh.
So after seeing this game in development for 8, nearly 9 years, it's just very near and dear to my heart, and I'm glad to finally see it coming to fruition.
Yay! Well, that's it.
On that
Thank you,
section.
Rachel,
Wow.
for
Yes.
telling us all.
Yes.
Next
Rachel's tell all. It's
up,
good.
next up, we have assorted gaming news and such.
Yes, mainly company news.
Company news. Okay, game and company
And
news.
rareware.
Yes.
And during the break, we will be playing the Lord of the Rings Hobbit theme.
Yay!
Concerning hobbits.
I don't know if it's exactly that one,
Calm
but
down.
we're going to play it. And you're listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio, and we will be right back. And you are listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. That was pretty pleasant. I am
Back in the
calm,
Shire.
Yeah.
back in the Shire. So, did you guys know Disney is going to hold the D23 Expo
Well, duh.
Japan,
Whoa. Who's going to...
November 6th through the 8th?
Is
at
it like a
Tokyo
separate
Disney.
thing? Or...
Tokyo Disney.
It's D23 is the official Disney fan club, as you probably already know. And there's a free membership, and then there's a exclusive membership, which gets you into all the different things. And then there's different things for different countries. And this one's the Japan D23 Expo, and it's at the, like you said, the Tokyo Disney Resort, which is part of, I think, the Tokyo Disney Sea, which is really, really
Gorgeous.
cool. And I want to go. Jake, can we go there? Let's just go there.
We could...
Nerd Edification Hour
volcano.
goes to
Tokyo. Yep.
Tokyo.
But Disney announced
Their centerpiece for that park is a volcano.
It's ridiculous.
That-
It's amazing.
There's fire.
Yeah. And at this event, Disney announced that it's going to have a Kingdom Hearts fan event,
Whoa.
which is actually held before the expo on November 3rd at the Cinema Expiari in Chiba.
What?
Chiba.
Chiba. suggesting that we might get our next update on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Cards.
Kingdom Cards.
Kingdom Tarts.
Some reports actually indicate that gameplay is going to be available for these fans.
What? Ooh.
It's
And
all reaction commands.
And apparently it even
Oh,
trended.
yeah, action command.
Press triangle.
Just press triangle.
Press triangle
Just
the
keep
entire
pressing
time.
Triangle.
For those of you who don't know what we're referring to, in Kingdom Hearts 2, the action commands thing came up for the first time ever on a Kingdom Hearts game. And so pretty much about halfway through the battle, you could spam triangle whenever it came up, and you could
That
just...
Roxas battle with the giant nobody.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
All it was reaction commands. And pretty much it made the game a little easier and also really a lot
Made it a little bit
shorter.
more cinematic as
Yeah.
well. So that was kind of
But-
cool. Oh, I want them to bring back dual blades. They better bring that
Dual
back.
blade.
I'm
Dual
assuming
keyblade.
Master
that they're
form.
going to, but
Well,
the
they
rumor...
also showed off like each keyblade has a different form.
Apparently,
kind of
I don't know who, but the rumor was announced
a gun keyblade.
by someone close to the event, and that's going to be part of the game too. Is something like a gun blade.
A keyblade staff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Keyblade mace.
It's gonna
so many different things they could do.
It's
with
gonna
this.
change forms, I think, in different ways than what it was.
That'd be
in.
pretty cool.
but-
So kind of.
I don't know. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to hearing more. It just makes me very happy that there's all this Square Enix news just floating around right now. First, Final Fantasy 15, now more Kingdom Hearts. I couldn't be happier, honestly. I couldn't. I definitely could not be happier. And also, last year at E3, EA game development.
Yeah, for
Electronic
those of you
Arts.
who
Yeah.
don't know, Electronic Arts.
Their
Yeah.
subdivision, I guess it's called DICE, showed off the development process for something called Star Wars Battlefront and some in-game footage. The trailer said that more information would be available in the spring, and EA is actually promised to deliver next month. The game is going to be making its debut at the Star Wars celebration, which takes place from April 16th through 19th in Anaheim. I guess that also kind of ties in a little bit with Star Wars weekends.
Ta-da.
Disney's everywhere, guys.
It's all over the place because
Yeah.
Disney is going to buy the world and then they will rule the world. No, our new overlords in America will not be the Chinese, will be Disney.
Yeah, and next thing you know, they're going to uncryogenically freeze Walt Disney.
It's about time. He'll step out smoking a cigar. What's up, everybody?
Did he smoke cigars?
I'm pretty sure, possibly.
Was it just cigarettes or?
I don't know.
It could have been a pipe.
I don't know.
I see him as a pipe guy.
I don't know. But anyway,
fancy.
I'm looking forward to it since Star Wars was a big part of my childhood, and I love Star Wars games, so I hope it looks great.
Hey guys,
Jake.
how's Disney World going? How's Epcot doing? Oh, sorry, Walt.
Oh, Jake, what's the next thing?
Tell us about Rareware,
Yeah,
since you screamed it earlier.
I know. You've been all about this.
Rare has been hard at work on an eye-opening AAA adventure for Xbox One with some room
And probably PS4.
and probably PS4 with some rumors even suggesting it's the return of Banjo-Kazooie.
Insert dramatic sound effect here.
Meanwhile, some ex-Rare employees from the Nintendo 64 era have returned to create a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie called...
Project Ukulele.
So instead of a banjo, it's a ukulele. Haha, I get it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's
You're
really
funny, Rare.
That's really sassy. I like it. I like that sass.
Sassy.
sassy. It's so sassy today.
I don't know. I like the return of all these classic games that are coming out in some way. I think it's cool. I think it's a good direction for people to go in, honestly, because games back then were very different from games now. They typically were longer games, better designed games, and more thought out games, as opposed to, let's just get it out halfway finished. I'm looking at you, Sega. I'm looking at you for Sonic Boom.
Wow, still talking about Sonic Boom.
We can't not talk about it, guys.
Yeah, we can't.
But-
They-
Sonic Boom.
Apparently, Kojima. You guys know about Kojima,
he-
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
he-
hides secret messages and all
Hideo
this stuff.
Kojima.
Yes,
uh-huh.
he had a falling out with Konami, and he's gonna.
the one who made the Metal Gear Solid games.
Yep, and
stuff.
he's actually going to leave the company after Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain comes out, and which is really interesting because he is working on Silent Hills.
That's like his baby, though.
That's his baby.
Yeah.
And so many fans are wondering, well, what's the status of Silent Hills since it's currently in development under Kojima
I'd say
Productions?
it's pretty silent.
According to someone close to Konami from Game Center Online, Kojima at this moment does not want to associate with Konami any more than he already has to. The source went on to say that Konami is fully invested in Silent Hills and its development will continue, as this is me quoting, even without further involvement from Mr. Kojima. The source also said that Kojima might actually take a break from developing after he leaves.
He's going to go hang out with his wife. And
Well,
It's kind of strange, though. Like, what happened with, like, drama?
I don't know.
Some
This
big drama.
I mean, he's been in the business for
Kojima
a
Gate.
long time. So he probably just had a falling out that he disagreed with something someone said and he was like, "You know what? I'm done. Never mind. Last straw. Goodbye."
Nope, goodbye, guys.
So that's what that is.
Well, I just kind of wonder, like, who is going to develop the next Metal Gear Rising game?
I don't know. I'm more worried about Silent Hills, but Guillermo del Toro's involved with it, so it'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
He'll probably hire on Kojima as a consultant or something, so he can continue helping. That's what I'd say. But that's just what I
It will
think.
continue, and Rachel will see how it turns out. I'm not interested
I'll
in
keep
such
tabs on it
things.
for you guys. Our last little bit of news in this section is there was actually, how there's all these fan sites that are telling you about the status of PSN, whether it's up or down? Well, guess what?
No, I did not know.
Now there's an actual site, a Sony site that
It's
will
an
tell
official
you.
site with no viruses and whatever.
Yep.
Right?
The website will show the status of all PSN services that are offered, including your account management, PlayStation Now, and the PlayStation Store. So
it'll tell you if your refrigerator's running, if you left your lights on.
they have finally got their rears in gear about this.
Rears and gear.
Yep.
Gears and
Gears and not Metal
Gears
Gears.
of rear
No.
4.
Not the Metal Gears, but just the regular Gears.
But
Metal Gear of War in the rear 4.
Wow.
Okay, just put away your head, Jake. But that's our last bit of news on that one.
Well, we're almost done, actually.
We are.
Might as well say the last
Oh yeah,
bonus round.
Let's do it.
Bonus round.
So our bonus round is we've always thought of Master Chief as the savior of humanity in the Halo series, but the ARG kicking off for Halo. I cannot talk today.
Halo.
For Halo 5 Guardians, posits something a little bit more sinister. He's a traitor. Well, first off, what's an ARG?
Automatic.
No.
Wait a minute.
Revolving gun.
Apparently, it stands for alternate reality game. And that
Right.
usually means that it's going to send fans running around from one end of the internet to the other in order to crack a bunch of codes and unlock story secrets. So apparently,
Alternate reality. Is it like not canon?
I don't know.
Don't know yet.
We have no idea. All we know is that
That's
Master
what they're
Chief
going to figure out.
is potentially a traitor, and they're turning the entire canonical series on its head, and everyone's going to go nuts, and the world's going to blow up, and nobody's going to know what's going
As
to
if
happen.
the Halo series wasn't already convoluted.
Yeah,
in
it's really
itself as it
convoluted.
is.
It's what happens when you change developers about halfway through. So,
Well, that'll be it here on the Nerd Edification Hour. Thank you for listening today.
We wrapped that up nicely.
we
yes,
did.
we did. That was very good.
Put a
and
nice little cherry on top.
And a bow,
Put a
an
little
edible
cherry.
bow.
edible bow. Made out of rice paper or something?
No, just
Yeah.
candy.
Just candy?
Oh,
All right,
candy bow.
Candy bow. And for our outro music, we have 2 songs lined up for you. We have the Xenoblade opening, which we didn't get to play fully whenever we played it last, and the Cedius theme. And until next week, everybody, stay fancy.
Remember to like our Facebook page. It's called the Nerd
Yes, please.
Edification
We're
Hour.
almost up to 200 likes. That's awesome.
Yes, you can also follow us on YouTube under the username Strangely Entertaining. That is one word. Strangely
word.
Entertaining.
You can
Capital
also
S,
follow
capital
us
E.
in real life by trailing behind us a couple feet.
But yes,
See you real soon, everyone.
Bye.
stay fancy.